Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. I got a bunch of DC updates for you today, but before we get into that, I have to thank two of my newest members of the Ping Pong Flix Show. Thank you so much to Frankie Cruz and Travman Entertainment. Thank you so much for joining the Ping Pong Flix Show. We have just a few more until we get to our first random prize drawing of DC merchandise once we get to 100 members. But of course, thank you to all my other members of the Ping Pong Flix Show. And you guys and girls are the lifeline of the Ping Pong Flix Show, so I appreciate it. If you want to join the Ping Pong Flix Show as a member, it is merely the cost of less than even a cup of coffee nowadays a month. So check that out. But thank you so much to subscribers for subscribing in and watching daily for DC content. Now, on to the first topic of the day is Javicia Leslie comments on her new Batwoman suit. This is coming from Variety as Batwoman star Javicia Leslie on the redesigned Bat suit. I'm going to read you the article here. The outfit will be featured starting in Season 2, Episode 3, and it is the first original design for the new Batwoman, as Leslie takes over the mantle from Ruby Rose, who led the show during its first season. Leslie is the first Black woman to portray a live-action version of the superhero on TV or film. I love the fact that Ryan is becoming her own Batwoman. It's her style, her swag, and her moment, Javicia Leslie said in a statement. I felt it was important that viewers could tell by the silhouette that Batwoman was a Black girl. With the form-fitting suit and beautiful afro, we definitely nailed it. The black and red outfit features various new differences, but most notably a new wig. Gone is the straight red hair, as the new design swaps in curly hair with red streaks. Also new to the character are the red gauntlets and a new belt with the Bat logo. The laser-etched suit has other differences as well, visible in the first looks offered by the CW. And that's what I shared with you yesterday. The suit embodies Ryan's shift from using the Batwoman persona for personal gain to discovering the importance of the superhero as a symbol to Gotham City, said executive producer Carolyn Dries in a press release. As she's not the same person as Kate Kane, who was played by Ruby Rose, the woman who donned the suit before her. Changes must be made to reflect her own style. As Ryan embraces everything that makes her special, she adjusts the suit to fit her physically and figuratively, said Dries. This meant creating a new body design and new cowl that was undeniably a statement that screamed powerful. And powerful she does very much look. I am looking forward to seeing her in action in next year as they premiere Batwoman. They're still shooting right now, and there's not much updates in terms of behind the scenes. Look for that, but I'll definitely update you as more information comes for Batwoman Season 2. Now, the next season that is coming up for another TV series, but this time it's on HBO Max, is Titans. Titans is searching for an African American to play Tim Drake. This is coming from Vulcan Reporter, the VulcanReporter.com rather, and this is the article right here. Titans is looking to casting an African-American actor into the role of Tim Drake. Back in August, I revealed that Tim Drake would be joining the third season of Titans. Since then, we have heard very little about the character. Luckily, he's been able to gather some information about the character. Now, a casting call discovered by the Illuminati revealed that Warner Brothers was originally eyeing a Southeast Asian actor age 18 or older to play the 16 to 17-year Robin. The character has been described as a youth who grew up to the wrong side of the tracks but never lost his belief in heroism. His laid-back persona is balanced by a near-genius intellect. He has innate detective skills with a perception of detail that is way beyond his years. Despite his rough upbringing, he's motivated by the opportunity to do good in the world instead of dwelling in the pain and tragedy. Based on what Amre has learned, though, this might not be the case anymore. For what he understands, the production is now looking for an African-American actor to portray the role. He's heard that specific inspiration for this decision has been the Black Lives Matter movement, which has found new momentum since Titans has been on hiatus. While Warner Brothers is specifically searching for African-Americans for the role, they are still willing to cast any actor from any ethnicity and race. Titans has generally been flexible when it comes to race and ethnicity requirements. Character backgrounds have been adjusted in the past as they cast actors based on which actor boasts the most acting skill and which audition fits the role best. Titans Season 3 is currently set to feature Tim Drake's speaking lines in Mandarin, though these lines will be changed to an African language if the production manages to cast an African-American actor in the role. Tim's parents are also set to appear in the season. They're planning to cast an African-American male and an Asian-American female in these roles. So the Teen Titans spinoff series that he scooped months ago is still in development at HBO Max. If fans react well to Tim Drake, kind of like how Jason Todd is being Red Hood in Titans Season 3, he will get to lead a new team of younger Titans in his own spin-off series. Yes, the Teen Titans. Other spin-off projects that are currently in development include, like I reported before, a Red Hood series and an anthology series set between seasons of Titans. So I'm really looking forward to it. They got their Red Hood, they got their Jason Todd, as they definitely will need to cast Tim Drake pretty soon, and hopefully we'll get to see who that is. Is there going to be a change in the costume in any case? Is he just going to adopt the Jason Todd suit in some fashion, or even Dick Grayson's costume in some fashion? I imagine it would have to be a little bit smaller now because it's more of a kid. But regardless, it doesn't really matter what race they'll play as Tim Drake as long as he plays it well. It's already awesome with the Titans, but Teen Titans, let's go. Now on to the biggest superhero team up ever, the Justice League, but more specifically, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Zack Snyder finally teased today additional photography for Zack Snyder's Justice League. He shot this, he had a shot of this nice little slate right here, this new slate here, and it does have a nice stone quarry in the middle of the JL symbol, and a little bit over here, there's Cortland on the side, and that is in regards to Fountainhead. It kind of giving you the idea that with the stone core in the middle with the Cortland, that this is his project. There is nobody else touching this. This is a stone core project. It's got Zack Snyder on the name. It's going to be called Zack Snyder's Justice League, and he's got his name right on the slate. What we kind of are thinking now, it probably says Zack Snyder, director / camera. There was a lot of different guesses, but I think Soups Batsy Batmax actually figured that out. So congrats to him. That seems the most plausible on what's in this corner. So because he is probably doing his own camera work. Fabian Wagner is not available for this, but it's a smaller shoot, so he probably doesn't need Fabian Wagner. He's pretty much capable of shooting the thing himself, just like Army of the Dead, and he's perfectly capable of doing that. So I'm really intrigued by this. I'm like looking around like, what is this? Is this a slate that's sitting on something else? Why is there wood floor there? Is this at his house? What's going on? And I think within the coming days, we'll probably get a little bit more about Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I can't wait. I think you can't wait as well. Now, speaking of Zack Snyder's Justice League, there has been an article that came out today on what box office experts think of HBO Max's Zack Snyder's Justice League. This is an article that DCEU movie page has shared today, but I wanted to read a couple of these box office experts and what they think. To better understand the X's and O's involved in the decision-making and explore this new Justice League's prospects for success on HBO Max, Observer talked to a handful of industry experts. The first one is Paul, I can't even say his last name, Daragarabidian, senior media analyst of ComScore. So he acknowledges that the mainstream audience who were already disappointed in the theatrical Justice League aren't plugged enough in the industry to be aware of the Snyder Cut campaign. I want to say that's kind of false because I think it has really reached mainstream, but I digress. He said this: everyone looks at studios as these monolithic, financially motivated entities, but when you see something like this, it tells you that more is going on. There's an X factor to discover, to consider. Do we want this person to work elsewhere, or do we want to keep them in-house? If it doesn't make hard financial or objective financial sense on its face, then there are subjective motivations and factors at play. They want to be in the Zack Snyder business. Just like Warner's wants to be in the Christopher Nolan business, it's a long-term strategy. Now, this is in part due to HBO Max, giving Zack Snyder $70 million. That's something rather unheard of, and really shakes the boat a little bit on what is going on over on HBO Max in terms of Zack Snyder's Justice League. So regardless of the miniseries reception, Dara Garbedian says the move as a great way to get people to subscribe to HBO Max. He argues that consumers first look at streamers' available content and then at the price before making a cost-benefit analysis. Something like a sprawling 4-part Justice League series is a type of attention-grabbing content that entices new signups, and even if audiences outside the superhero craze aren't as receptive. Maybe they've got plans for this that will make it feel more appealing to a broader cross-section of audiences, or maybe it's about having the best reviewed project, irrespective of its financial performance. So this is much more specific than how Marvel has developed its crossover audience appeal. What it really shows is a long-term commitment, patience, and loyalty to a filmmaker to create something grand. And going to Jeff Box, senior box office analysis of exhibitor relations, he said that while Justice League wasn't the Avengers DC was hoping for at the box office, there is no denying superheroes and their machinations are still the champions of social media, he told Observer. Considering content at a premium right now, and we're in the middle of an all-out war for eyeballs, HBO Max investing upwards of $100 million for an extended comic book caper series seems like a solid play for subscribers. Woo! Like, that really goes to show you how much confidence they have in this thing. While viewers may ultimately shrug, this kind of substance moves the needle and keeps the conversation about Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman going front and center in the mind of consumers. That's exactly what Warner Bros. Wants for their legacy characters. Plus, the additional wrinkles of Joker and Deathstroke further the connection of the DC universe of characters, something Marvel has consistently done well, and something DC is finally moving towards. Now, Sean Robbins, chief analyst of Box Office Pro, sees both sides of the argument, acknowledges there's an emotional component involved as well as stone cold business. Even after Justice League lost Warner Bros. Up to $100 million, he acknowledges the upside of this retroactive fix, though he emphasized that final judgments can't be made until the product is actually out there in the world. So he said this: on one hand, this is a fan-driven move and also one of solidarity with Snyder himself. He's delivered a number of films over the years for Warner Brothers, several of them becoming big financial hits. When tragedy struck, the studio understood he wouldn't be able to finish the story he had been working toward over the course of several films. Just to give him that opportunity now and simultaneously show that they are listening to their fans reaffirms goodwill between both and one of the biggest studios in the industry. Warner Brothers knows this part of the DC film strategy is increasingly in the rearview mirror as the comic book movie universe revolves towards standalone films. They're focusing on origin stories from different filmmakers, and they're rebuilding the brand's overall perception with general audiences. They realize the cinematic future of DC is shifting away from Snyder's era, but they have a new streaming arm that makes sense for a big release intended mainly as a Valentine to a very vocal and dedicated fan base. And they're capitalizing, for sure. HBO Max is capitalizing on the fans, and we're going to let them, because it absolutely screams money to them. And that's what they need. Entertainment for them is money, and it's a business. It's entertainment for us, but it's a business to them, and they have to function. So as long as we give them that opportunity, we give them that interest and what we want to see, they're going to look at that and see that's interest that could equal to money. And they will pour more budgets, more investments into these projects that could make them money. Why not? It's a no-brainer. We want it. they're going to try to offer it. And so I want to get into some rumors now. Like I said, this is rumors. We have no idea who these people are. They're spouting these rumors. Apparently, there's Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 rumors going out. And I'm going to share with you a couple articles here in a site that I've never actually heard of, Small Screen Company UK exclusive. Zack Snyder and HBO Max are developing a Justice League 2. Now, I'm going to go to the two quotes that this person's sources said that Snyder and HMax are already talking about making a Justice League 2. As it stands, it will be another 4-part series as opposed to one movie. It might end up being released as a movie later on. Justice League 2 is in the works at HBO Max. Zack Snyder is already working on a script with Chris Terrio. Now, that seems likely. I mean, for me, that's my hopes and dreams all combined into one. And if that were to happen, yes, that does make sense. It would probably be another mini series, however many parts, and like a season 2, if you will. Like we've talked about this a lot. And of course, it will probably be Zack Snyder working with the script with Chris Terrio. So that's not a no-brainer, really, in terms of think about that. But hopefully that's an actual conversation that's being going on. I really think it is. After they plop down $70 million, it sounds like a pretty big penny to put on something that's just a one and done. And I've talked about that at length. Many of us have talked about that at length. But they also had another article. Ben Affleck has signed on to star in Zack Snyder's Justice League 2. Put it down here. It says the deal has been signed. Ben Affleck is going to be returning as Batman in Zack Snyder's Justice League 2. Ben Affleck and Warner Media have agreed on a deal that will see him star as the Dark Knight in Justice League 2, which is also again another really no-brainer. That makes sense. Why would we have a Justice League 2 without Ben Affleck as Batman? And I think it's good. It's a good conversation and discussion, I would believe, but take it with a grain of salt. Nothing has been confirmed at this time. Nobody has talked about anything about Justice League 2 at this time. Even when Zack Snyder came on, The Real Emotion talked to us, and we're talking about the sequel. He laughed. He's like, you guys are talking about the sequel already, and I even have busted out the first one, you know. And I get it, but I can't help. We can't help it because we know that there was more. And we know that Justice League Part 1, for all intents and purposes, was Part 1 of 3. And so we would kind of be looking forward to the future. Says, well, after Part 1, what happens? Do we just sit there wondering what actually would happen next? Or are we actually going to be getting something after Justice League Part 1? I believe we will. I'm very optimistic that it could definitely happen. Like I said, nothing has been set in stone as so far. I would probably wait until the trades and Zack Snyder himself, or even when you watch Justice League Part 1 and the credits roll for the end of the 4th episode of Justice League Part 1, maybe we'll get a hint then if we're going to get Part 2. So, but in all the case, it is great to be excited. We shouldn't be guilty for being excited and wondering if we could get more. Why not? You as a consumer should be able to ask for more. The customer is always right. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you absolutely love this daily dose of DC content of movies, shows, and video games, please click the like button, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell, keep this hot dog light on. Buy a shirt from Teespring down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.